Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cozy and Thriving podcast, the podcast where we just learn how to build a life that we actually want to be present for. I'm your host, Michaela, and I'm so excited about today's episode. I honestly feel like I haven't recorded in forever. I record once a week, but I just kind of record whenever in that week, and I just feel like the last time I recorded was so long ago. So it just feels cool to sit down and record a podcast again because I just have a lot to yap about. For those of you who are watching, you see I'm in another spot again. I actually got in the chair. I didn't think I wanted to be in the chair originally, but it actually is not as bad as I thought it would be, and I'm a lot more comfortable than sitting on the floor. So I also had to change my living room around because I got a new couch and this just didn't fit in there. So I'm actually kind of glad because now I have this cozy spot again and I'm excited about it. I love my apartment and I talk about it all the time, so I don't want to keep doing that, but I just do. I really do. Today we are talking about being a homebody versus hiding, what that looks like. Are you just hiding in your house or do you actually just enjoy being home? And I want to break that down and kind of share a personal experience about hiding and finding safety in my home, which is totally fine. You should find safety in your home. Your home should be a safe space. But when your negative emotions are what is driving you and making you make certain decisions about what you should do and where you should go and if you should stay home and if you shouldn't, I think that there is a healthy balance between being a traditional homebody and being somebody who's just afraid to be outside. So this is going to be a good episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's just get into it. Okay, so I want to define what a homebody is. I asked ChatGPT how they would define homebody, and this is what it said. A homebody is somebody who prefers staying at home rather than going out frequently for social activities or entertainment. They typically enjoy the comfort, quiet, and familiarity, I don't know why I can never say that word, of their personal space, and often choose hobbies like reading, cooking, watching movies, or working on personal projects at home. It's not necessarily about being shy or introverted, though some homebodies are. It's more about finding contentment and satisfaction in home life rather than seeking stimulation in external environments. So that is the perfect definition of homebody for me, because it really is that. Yes, I'm introverted. I definitely enjoy my own company. I definitely enjoy my time by myself, but I also really love opening my home to friends and family and actually just living in the house and having other people live in it with me. Not full time, but you know what I mean? You have parties, you have people come over to relax, to just chill, to eat meals, to play games, whatever it is. That's how I am as a homebody, and I absolutely love it. But where the idea of hiding comes in is when you loving to be at home becomes more of, I don't want to go out because of this fear or because of some negative emotion that's inside of you. That's when it becomes an issue. Your house should be a place of safety. It should be a place that you enjoy. If you're extroverted and you like to be out of your house, that's cool too, but you should always want to be able to come home to a home that you feel safe in, and not the opposite. When you're feeling like you're hiding and you don't want to go out because of fear, that's when it can get a little unhealthy. Something that I realized about negative emotions like fear, anger, and sadness, when you act on those emotions, you can lose out on opportunity, on experiences, and just honestly life in general, because there's so many cool things out there. There are so many parts of the world to be seen that you can't even see in one lifetime. I don't think that we will ever be able to explore, no one person will ever be able to explore every ounce of this earth in its fullness. And so there's so many places to see, and when you're cooped up in your house and you don't make plans to go out, you don't make plans to experience life, I think that it can almost put more weight on you and more pressure on you, because now you're comparing to people that are out. You're comparing to people that want to be out. I do want to say that both of these things can be true at once, because that is definitely what happened to me. I am a homebody, and I will claim to be a homebody because I genuinely love my home and I genuinely love being here. But there was one point in my life, it was in 2020, which I feel like everybody and their mom was just in a different headspace in that year. But I just remember not wanting to go outside. I didn't want to go anywhere. There was times where like my husband would leave and I wouldn't even want him to leave. I was like, no, stay home. And it was more out of fear of what was happening and like what was going on in general. And I just realized that it robbed me of so many opportunities because I just was like anxious about interacting with other people. I was anxious about what other people would do if I interacted the wrong way, if I wasn't exactly 6 feet. There was a lot of like just political things going on, and it was just like, I'd rather be inside. That was just how I was feeling. I would rather be inside. I don't want to go anywhere. But the rather be inside turned into I'm afraid to go out. And I never want that to be the case because, like I just said, there are so many things to see. There's so much to experience, so much world to look at. And being stuck inside and not going anywhere, not wanting to experience life and not wanting to do anything was just not it just wasn't it. So I want to give you some signs of what a homebody actually is and what hiding would actually be. So one of the signs that you're a homebody is that you genuinely enjoy solo time. This doesn't even have to be solo. It could literally just be you enjoy having people in your house. Yeah, I haven't even been here for a year yet. So when I moved in November, I planned Thanksgiving here with my husband's family. So we had family here. In December, I planned, well, last year it was a tea party. This year, I think it was mocktails. It was just mocktails and chatting. Like that was it. All of my girlfriends. In January, I planned a dinner with my friends. And then February, March, April, May, I feel like I have just been like on the go. So I haven't really had anybody over. Oh no, February, we had people over for the Super Bowl. So that's just me. I love having people come in here, be cozy, do cozy things, and just like relax. So it doesn't have to just be you. It doesn't only have to be you. Though, if you're an introvert, it will just be you. Because can I tell you, after this podcast, I'm about to get on the couch and I'm about to binge some Netflix, probably play some Animal Crossing, and just relax the rest of the night because my brain needs a break. Another sign that you are a homebody is that your home feels like a creative environment and an energizing space. There are activities that I could do in my home that actually drain my energy, like working from home can actually drain my energy, but there are other things. Saturdays, my home is a place of life. It's a place of energy. It's a place where I just feel like I'm being recharged. It's recharged. I feel like I'm being recharged, and it's a place where most of my creative thoughts come. I don't really get creative thoughts outside of my house. So like I said, I have people come over, or I will go out with friends and family and just enjoy their company. But I do also really enjoy being home, and I really enjoy time to myself. So I do have that healthy balance, and I'm never like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to hang out with these people. Anytime I am hanging out with somebody, I'm always excited to hang out with them. And the last sign that you are a homebody is that you choose to stay in your house and it's not a fear driven default. Some signs that you might be afraid and you might use your house as a hiding spot and not a recharging spot would be if you feel shame or guilt or dread when you think about going out. You also avoid invitations even though like a part of you wants to go. I think that definitely happened to me in 2020. People would invite me places and I would politely decline, even though I was like, dang, I really do actually want to go. Like, I do want to experience that. And there wasn't a whole lot to experience in 2020 because things were closed. You were standing in lines to go to Target and Walmart. Do we remember that? Like, can we believe that it's been 4 years, 5 years since that time? That's crazy. And do we think that this is going to be put in textbooks, or do we think that it's going to be something that is just like word of mouth? Another sign that you might be hiding instead of just being a homebody is that your home actually starts to feel like a prison instead of a sanctuary, like a place of relaxation. Sometimes in this state, we can let it get out of hand. It's a mess. You feel like you don't have anything, but you need stuff. In order to get stuff, you have to go outside. Feel like you're just kind of like chained up and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's not good. That's not good, you guys. If you feel like your social isolation is basically like increasing your feelings of anxiety, of sadness, of like disconnection, that means that you are using your house as a hiding spot and not just a place to recharge and to relax and to have fun. Okay, so I told you about the time when I was hiding, but when I realized that I was doing that was when I wasn't going out as much. I wasn't desiring to be out. And another thing that I really wanted at that time was to move to the mountains. My husband and I took a trip during this time. We got an Airbnb and we went on like a 3-4 day. We went on a short little vacation in the mountains, and it was this little cute little house. And I just remember being like, this is where I want to live. I want to be here. There's nobody near me. I can go outside and not have like a fear of anything except for bears. Like I just felt so alive. And I remember like my friends and family when I came home, and I was like doing Instagram stories and stuff on there, and they were like, when you were there, you looked like you were glowing, you were thriving. And I was just like, wow, that's because that's where I wanted to live. But later down the road, I realized that's not where I wanted to live. That was just a place of me really wanting to be in a place of isolation and in hiding. And I said, girl, you need to turn this around. It's okay. Everything's okay. And I did. And now I'm a homebody, but I honestly want to explore so much of my area, and I honestly want to do so many things. So I'm back, y'all. I'm back to normal, but it definitely was a weird time for me because I had never felt that before. I never had felt like staying inside was my only option and isolating myself was an option. That was just a crazy, crazy time. So I think as homebodies, we should do this all the time, people that just stay home all the time, but we should always reflect and ask ourselves questions just to make sure that we are in a healthy spot as a homebody. And you're like, girl, being a homebody is not that serious. It really is a big deal to me though, because I definitely believe that we were made for connection. We were made for community. We were made to be outside and touch grass, as they say. We were made to explore and just, I don't know, find the beauty in the world. And when we stay within the four walls of our home, we don't get to explore that. We don't get to see the world in that way. So it definitely is a big deal to me. If you're a homebody, you should be asking yourself these questions. Number one, am I choosing this or avoiding something? How do I feel about myself when I stay home? What emotions come up when I think about going out? When was the last time I did something out of my comfort zone, and how did it feel? You're going to feel discomfort in that question for sure, because I always feel discomfort when I'm doing something that I haven't done before. I just feel like I need to have some type of like security, but I'm getting over that. I really am getting over that. Me, if you follow me on Instagram, if you even here on YouTube, if you have seen shorts, reels, TikToks, whatever, of me being outside on a blanket, that was a big deal for me, to be completely honest. I always wanted to do it with somebody or have my husband there, but he's busy and I can't wait on him forever. So I was just like, you know what? We'll take baby steps. We'll go outside, right outside my front door, and we'll just have like a nice little hobby day outside in the grass. And honestly, it is life-changing. I love sitting out there. It's so nice. And especially because it's like right under a tree, there's shade and breeze, so it's not like super hot. Getting out of your comfort zone is definitely a good thing. So that's all I have for you today on homebody versus hiding. I definitely want to encourage everybody who says they're a homebody to reflect and like look and see, okay, am I being like a traditional homebody where I just genuinely love my home? I want to be here. I'm choosing to be here instead of going out, or am I just afraid? Am I just fearful of something outside of the four walls of my house? And now I'm just using my home as a hiding spot instead of what it's meant to be for, a place of nourishment, a place of being recharged, and a place of being re-energized and happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know that I did. I honestly cannot wait to go sit on my couch. I'm being completely honest. I definitely am feeling a little burnt out, and I just need to do something that doesn't require my brain for a little bit before I start taking those steps to get out of the burnout stage. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, rate the podcast 5 stars, because it lets other people know that this is a good podcast to listen to. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And with all that being said, until next time, bye you guys.